All right, welcome to Take 3, coming to you from WTSR Radio, 93.1 FM. I'm El Omega.
And I'm Bill Nobes. Each episode of Take 3 brings you one independent artist, 3 songs performed live, and an in-depth interview about each song. This session was recorded on July 9th, 2022 from the House of Robot.
And this episode is Nata.
Hello, hello.
All right. All right, so born Nata Bangura in the Bronx, New York,
Yes.
but also raised in New Jersey.
Yes.
Both areas has shaped her insight and love for hip-hop culture, alongside being the first-generation Sierra Leonean
Yes.
American.
Yeah.
From singing in school, church, I understand that, I grew up in the church, and you gotta be in the music too. Being in dance teams and writing poetry, Nata has always had a musical background since the early age of 7 years old. Hip hop became a huge influence of her, the start of the middle school when she discovered older artists like, thank you, A Tribe Called Quest, huge fan, Diggable Planets, Common, there you go, and more. As the years passed on, her knowledge and strength in metaphors, double entendres, and the importance of cadence grew, although she's just being a listener. What was the first song that got you into hip hop?
The first song that really made me say, "Oh my gosh, I love this." It's such a strange story because this had to be in 2005. I had the little satellite TV. You know, you had to put the little aluminum foil to switch it over.
Yes.
Yeah.
In 2005?
Yeah.
Wow. Woo.
Yeah. I was a little broke.
Oh, man. I understand that.
But we had the little satellite, and we encountered an old episode of Yo MTV Raps. So they were showing old videos of I Used to Love Her by Common, Tribe Called Quest. But actually, just mentioning that song, listening to I Used to Love Her by Common made me fall in love, literally. It was so random. I feel like it was fate.
Yeah.
But listening to I Used to Love Her, I was pretty young then too. But that made me fall in love with hip hop. It was just explaining what hip hop was to him and his relationship with it and how it changed and how it grew. So it made me want to say, I want to discover what hip hop really is, like the core of hip hop. So yeah.
All right, let's go into the first track.
Word. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So this song is called 94. It's basically about just that nostalgic hip hop feeling. I was born in 1994, and I feel like that was the time in the heart of the soul of, that hip hop era where you were just in the stoop and you were just bumping with your friends. So this is 94. What's good? Yeah. Big stepping like top floors. Only say the course, you probably heard it before. Ain't giving no remorse, still never taking a loss. I've been this way since born 94. Pick a sport, my cleats fitted like low tops. New state of art, you're still repping that old block. Both knocks, pause from living la vida loca. How I keep it subtle but still rough with them old shots. We big stepping like top floors. Only say the course, you probably heard it before. Ain't giving no remorse, still never taking a loss. That's something pre-endorsed, 94. Picking doors, my prayers slip through the gateway. Ghetto sing-alongs as soon as I hear the bass play. He say, she say, never part of the hate trait. Saying an opinion can never start on my pay rate. What? We big stepping like top floors. Only say the course, you probably heard it before. Ain't giving no remorse, still never taking a loss. Please give it the applause, 94. Pick a score, the tallies ain't really big enough. Still the jig is up, my diamond already built for up. Keep the linens tucked, my fabric ain't for the interrupts. Skip the intermission, my palm toting the winner's cup. Yeah, 94, 94, what? 94, 94, what? 94, 94, 94, yeah. There we go. Woo.
All right, so that was 94. All right, that song pretty much introduced me to Nata. I had to contact her after that, and this song was buzzing. It was catching waves. I've seen it everybody posting it.
Oh my gosh.
Who was posting? Name all the people that posted and the track.
We have a blog called New Jersey Hip Hop. They posted that. Talk to Pops posted it.
Yeah, Talk to Pops.
I want to please say his name right, but it was Club Godzilla. I think he's let me not say I think he's some popping social media person.
Yeah.
There was a few posts, and I can't say I remember everybody who posted it, but definitely a lot of hip hop blogs, and I probably don't even know how many people posted it.
It's crazy, man. Like I've seen a lot of people that I follow posted it and reposted. I was like, man, who was that? And I was like, she's from Jersey too. Where? Like she out here? Oh, I gotta contact her and see what's good.
Yeah.
And like I like the whole vibe. Like the video is very nostalgic.
Yeah.
And it brings me back to that time when being growing up in the 90s. And I see you take a lot of influences from shows and the aesthetic of it.
Yes.
What is your favorite 90s show? Or favorite thing from the 90s?
Okay. My favorite 90s show would probably be, oh my goodness, this is a very good question and I never thought about it. I guess this is cliche, but Martin. Yeah. That's why I was in my video. But it was just classic 90s. Like,
All right, so what is 94 about?
1994 was when I was born. So I guess people always say, you ain't even know what the 90s was like.
I did say that too. I was like, what does she know about? She's born in 94.
I was a baby while everything was happening. But I feel like I had such a keen memory. Like I remember being with my dad, like watching, Soul Train, embodying all the hip hop that was going on. I grew up in the Bronx. I'd seen certain things. Probably later 90s is when I kind of remembered. But 94 is just basically when you hear the beat, you're already in that ambiance of the 90s. And basically it was like me walking down the street and just talking like, I've been this way since born 94. Like I've been this cool cat. I've been this. Oh, that is such an old term. I'm so sorry.
No, it's 90s. No, you sticking right to the era.
Come on. But I'm just like this person that's just like flexing and just like, I just picture myself walking down the street in 1994 saying my piece. Yeah. And just flexing my bars, I guess. But just that ambiance, when you're in the street corner with your friends, just rapping. So that's what the essence of 94 is.
It definitely brought me back there, man. Like the whole vibe of it, your tone, like you talked about it, your tone and how you approach a track.
Yeah.
It fits it perfectly. Because, I hear a lot of people on record and I'm like, man, you could have done that a little better. No, it's perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Now, some of the lyrics that stood out, the first one was, pause from living La Vida Loca, how I keep it subtle, but still ruffle them old shots.
Yes. Basically, like, I paused from that, like, rough and tough lifestyle. I've never been, I guess there's two sides to people, but, basically like pause from living that fast life. But how do I keep it subtle, but still ruffle, old things or old animosity, or like sometimes I feel like you can be living in your peace and people are still, people are still mad, people are still upset, or people are still, intense. Yeah. People can look at you and your progress and just feel some type of way. So that was the line.
Now, as your career grows, have you experienced more and more of that?
But absolutely, the more you elevate, it's like higher levels, higher devils, you start to feel the energy being shifted.
I'm sorry, say that again, higher levels?
Higher devils.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Sometimes you feel that energy shift, but, thank God I'm just like in my zone. I'm doing what I got to do. And you just pray for people like that too. Like you don't really, but I felt that energy, but you just got to brush it off, keep doing what you got to do.
Haters motivate you, man.
Yeah.
And that rolls right into the next set of lyrics I highlighted. Never part of the hate trait, saying an opinion could never startle my pay rate. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not part of the hate trait. I don't hate people. I don't go out my way to bash people. It doesn't, it's not all about money, but it doesn't pay me to talk about people. It doesn't pay me to hate. If it pays you to hate, I understand. But if it doesn't pay you to hate, don't hate.
Exactly.
Live your life,
Now, is that something you always had, or was that something you developed?
Something I've always had.
Yeah.
Something I've always had. I never, dwelled in that, I learned early on, It's always better to be positive. If you feel hate in your heart, examine your heart. See what's going on in there. You know, I'm a preacher, low key,
man,
but
you dropping a lot of gems.
Yeah, examine your heart and see what the core reasoning on why you're hating in the first place might be insecurity.
Exactly. That's a whole lot of insecurity.
Yeah.
Now, I think you said earlier that you were had a background in the church.
Yes.
Do you think you got that kind of instruction through your church?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely. It's definitely like, the root.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of it, I started with the church also. So like it definitely, that's the beginning of the music inspiration there.
Yeah.
Like a lot of great artists like Aretha Franklin started in the church.
Whitney Houston.
And like
even Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
And it starts there. That's like the beginning of everything.
Absolutely.
The next one I highlighted is Pick a Score. The tallies ain't real, big enough. Still the jig is up. My diamond already built for rough. Kept linens tucked. My fabric ain't for the interrupts. Skip the intermission. My palm totin' the winner's cap.
It's like when you hear it back, right? You're like, damn, I kind of killed that.
Pick a score. The tallies ain't really big enough. I'm not defined by numbers. I'm not defined by your boxes and your checks and your top list and stuff like that. I'm defined by my own infinity number. Still the jig is up. My diamond already built for rough. Like, you know that saying with the diamond, just basically saying, I've been through the rough. I know how to go through it. I know how to survive through it. I still come out as a diamond. Keep the linens tucked. My fabric ain't for the interrupts. Basically saying like keeping my linens tucked. My fabric isn't for the interrupts. Basically just saying like I'm cut from a different cloth and you cannot snip me nor.
It's a fact.
Skip the intermission, my palm toe in the winner's cup. Basically, we skip in the waiting, we skip in, well, patience is virtue, but I already have what I need. I'm already winning. I'm already, you can only believe you're winning if you say it to yourself. So it's not about, just pause, but no, I'm already achieving what I need to achieve.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta talk that talk, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that gives you inspiration. Like sometimes you gotta give yourself like, you know what? I am nice, man. Let me show off a little bit. Nothing wrong with it.
A tad bit.
Yeah. Like, oh. Okay.
So I hear a lot of strength and determination in that song. And I also hear that in your second track.
Yeah.
Let's listen to that now.
Let's do it.
So this song, Sway, is just about, it's having a fun and good time. It says, look at how I often amaze, see when I walk, when I sway. It's just basically talking about your stride and just, perseverance and just, bigging yourself up. So that's what Sway is.
Morena, ven aquí, Morena.
Here we go. Never snooze, channeled up, count your moves, stay prayed up. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Look at how I often amaze. See it in my walk when I sway. Really beat the odds in the grave, so I just thank God every day. Never snooze, channeled up, count your moves, stay prayed up. Never snooze, channel. Yeah. Had to manifest the deal. They just really mad that I rap for real. I ain't looking back till I grab a meal. Only like cap when it nears the field. White coat touches the hill, the ill. Grab a pill, take a pic, rat a tail. Got badge of honor like a Navy SEAL. Yeah, Drake for Scott, just grab the wheel. Never had to punch just to get a win. That's a tiny wreck like a fender bend. Feeling like 50 if you Benny Man. Trade my whole life for some Benjamins. Not from the hair for my take a step back, I'm up, I'm blank way. Take a slight reel before they bite bait. Yes, I ink well like I'm the rinse. You are not can, I cannot relay. High stakes. Try to bite the meals that I made. Even pass up on a plate. Still hate, can't match it with faith. And say, yeah, I got that now. Didn't give me space, so I got compound. Move it out, trace, better take the sound. Yeah. Let me whisper in your ear. Tell a little tale that you like to hear. My crown is crystal clear. Hanging on top like a chandelier. Never what they seen before. I'm the best thing that they hear on course. Sail the ship forward on top of seashore. I'm the wave on the course. Let's go. Look at how I often amaze. See them I walk when I sway. Really beat the odds in the grave, so I just thank God every day. Never snooze, channeled up, count your moves, stay prayed up. Never snooze, yeah, 1, 2, 3, Look at how I often amaze. See them I walk when I sway. Really beat the odds in the grave, so I just thank God every day. Never snooze, channeled up, count your moves, stay prayed up. Never snooze, channeled up, count your moves, stay prayed up.
Look, mommy. I'm gonna need you to start that song all over again, mommy. All over again, okay? I like this one. I like this one. Muy bien.
All right, that was Sway. So, hey, man, you want to talk about talking your talk? This is the one right here. I really like this one. It's the very first one I heard, too. And I was like, today. And I was, wow, man, the lyrics, the flow, all of it, the breath control, everything with it. And, you know, the swag, the confidence in it. I really like this. I really like this record, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I get, I wrote down notes: affirmation, resilience, determination, ambition.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's what I got from this one.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I picked up. Talk that talk. Inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the type of music I try to make. Just empowering, positive, resilience. I feel like we need that. We have a lot of sad music. We need resilience.
It's maybe just the times too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, sometimes, you know, I don't want to hear all, you know, stuff about what's bad or the grind a little bit like that. No, I want to talk about like, yo, I feel good today.
Yeah.
You know?
The lyric I noted, one is had to manifest the deal. They just really mad that I rap for real. Now, if we go back to 94,
Yeah.
it starts out with talking about real rap.
Yeah.
So connect those two for me.
I'm just I'm just a person who appreciates real rap. I appreciate lyrics. I appreciate thought-provoking words. And it's crazy. You get a lot of today, you get a lot of flack for being a lyricist. Well, not flack, but like more so like, oh, this is boring.
They think you're the lyrical miracle person.
Yeah,
You know?
like I'm just out here like lyrical, spiritual, miracle, like just like throwing words. But yeah, I take a lot of, you know, a lot of pride in actually rapping. So yeah, I state it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
The next lyric that I had highlighted is never had to con just to get a win. There's a tiny wreck like a fender bend, feeling like 50. It may be, it be many men. Trade my whole life for some Benjamins. Not from the. It sounds so bad coming out of my mouth.
Oh, you're good, man.
Not from the hair from my chinny chin chin. Then again.
Yeah, never had to con just to get a win. Never had to con just to get a win.
Now, what does that mean to you?
So many people that do that.
It's like, I want to say it's self-explanatory, but it's definitely like, I never had to scheme. I never had to scam. I never had to go out my way or kind of, I guess, bend my soul, bend my morals, bend my values just to get a win.
To compromise yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because those type of wins aren't really wins, you know? They're like replicas of what a win is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the tiny wreck?
That's a tiny wreck like a fender bend. It's basically like, you know, a fender bend is like a tiny little accident. But basically just saying, you know, it may seem like a win, it may feel glorious like a win, but it could be fender bending. I hope I'm saying that right. But it could be very harmful, very wreckish. Yes.
I've had a few of those.
Yeah.
I think we all have.
Yes. Feeling like 50, it'd be many men. 50 made the song Many Men.
Many men.
It's many men scheming and scamming. Trade my whole life for some Benjamins, not from the hair, from my chinny chin. One of my favorites, I'm getting preachy again, but one of my favorite verses is, how can you trade the whole world and trade in your soul, basically? Oh, how can you take the whole world but trade in your soul? And basically, it's saying that, like, I will never sell myself, never sell my soul, never sell who I am as a person for money and material.
Now let's go into your background a little bit. You mentioned Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Now, are you from there originally? Or a family from there?
Yeah, my mother and my father are from there. I was born in Harlem, but when you have foreign parents, it's like you basically was born there too. The household, I was in America, but I was raised in Africa.
Oh, wow.
Definitely.
Nice.
But yeah, it was different because you're in America, but you're raised a different way with a different culture. What your friends are doing, you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty interesting life.
Now, do you think that shaped your music?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it just gave me a wider range of how music sounds like. It's given me certain morals that I have, or certain parables or ways of life I have comes from me being Sierra Leonean. And yeah, just that different ear for different sounds, different beats, different drum patterns.
Drum patterns, yeah.
It's helped me a lot so much.
Island African drums and everything.
Yeah.
Major big influence on hip hop.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes you appreciate it way more.
Way more, yeah, exactly.
Hey, the third track is a little different.
Oh yeah.
And I got lots of notes on this one.
Oh, wow. Art Thou.
Let's
get
go
to that.
hear it.
Yes, sir. My favorite.
Art Thou is such a special song to me. I created this song during the time when the pandemic just hit, and also when the George Floyd, incident, well, not incident, but the George Floyd situation happened. And this song is just pretty much about resilience and persevering when you're feeling low and getting back up again. And this is probably my most successful song to date. So this is Art Thou. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man. Yeah. Our Father who art thou, took a lot to lay a verse down. Even think about the perks now. Still a pill won't heal the wise. Pick the prism of my words now. Close blind and the curtains down. Sing my hymns till it hurts now. These days ain't purified. Eyes wide, I scrutinize. Kinda like we was born to die, but I'll never take the homicide. Can't fathom seeing mama cry, so I gotta get it otherwise. Living legend, living lies, trying to hide from my own supply. Please, Lord, please save me. This my last giving SOS. Give me life, no giving stress. All the same man nonetheless. All the game, put it to the test. So I had to put it all to rest. So I had to say it with my chest. I confess. Yeah.
Points for threat. We all sell out
Yeah.
every day. Might as well be on the winning team.
Yeah.
It's business. That's all it is.
Look, I got way too much on my mind. Kinda irritates my kind. Way too much in the line. So I can't waste no time. Way too tough to be blind. Hindsight to the limelight is to my mind right. Telling me God and screaming what it sounds like. Saying hear ye. Better hear me. You was pure born, yet you mourn. Listen clearly, earpiece. Steady tipping off the edge nearly. You was throwing shade, spare me. Looking into things as deities when you're really supposed to mirror me. Yeah. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man. Yeah.
All right, so the first two tracks, to me, empowerment, self-determination. My notes for this one are a lot different. And tell me if I'm right or, wrong. I got insecurity, low self-worth, and fear.
Yes. Definitely, especially that first half, definitely just you get into those moments of that insecurity, that self-doubt, that unsureness. You don't know where to turn. You don't know what to do. And at the end, I kind of get into some type of realization. But yeah, it was definitely those moments where you're having that day and you're in your journal and you're writing exactly how you feel. So yeah, thank you so much. That was very observant.
Now, when we were going over track order, you said you had to do this one last.
Yes.
Why is that?
It's a very special song. The time when I made it was during the pandemic when everything shut down. And I actually made this a little prior to when the George Floyd situation had occurred. And I feel like the whole world was just like in a place of confusion, not knowing what's going on. And everybody just didn't know what to do. Everybody kind of felt like they didn't have a handle on life. And on top of like my own things that's going on in my life, I just felt like this song was so necessary and people were probably feeling this. And this song actually got me the most recognition as an artist. I think it should have 50K views on YouTube right now.
Nice.
But not even to talk about the accomplishments, but it was just a necessary song. I think everybody just kind of related to it.
I was reading the lyrics. Yeah. As you see, I have a lot of marks in this one.
Yeah. Oh, man. So much to talk about with this, too.
Yeah. So the first thing that hit me was, still a pill won't heal the wise. Pick the prism of my worth now. Close blinds and the curtains down. Sing my hymns till it hurts now.
You know, thinking about your worth. You know, thinking about why you're here. Even that, like, visionary of, you know, the curtains being closed and the blinds down and just that dark ambiance. Sing my hymns till it hurts now. Is just basically like that cry out. Like, I don't understand my worth. I don't know why I'm here. I don't understand what I'm doing right now. What is my purpose? And it just creates that like ambiance of that dark. When I think of hymns, is more so like, you know, you want the heaven's gates to open to give you an answer, and till it hurts now, it's just like, you know, I need an answer. I need to know what's going on. And I feel like a lot of people get to that point in their lives when they're like, you know, what is going on? I need help. I'm feeling stuck. And
and that's one of the things that really it hit me this year, because I lost two of my family members, and I was at that kind of moment a couple months ago. And then when you showed me the song, I was like, man, like, you know, I really feel that, the emotion with that, and it kind of brought something out of me with that. So I definitely understand what you're talking about with that.
And even just to go on the first line when I said, still a pill won't heal.
I was just about to ask that one.
Yeah.
That's a good line.
You know, we have we have these times, it's been going on forever, but where we feel like outer substances can give us that you know, euphoria. We look to those things, you know, to give us that happy juice or happy whatever, but it won't heal.
Now, you mentioned George Floyd. The next two lines I highlighted were, but I'll never take the homicide, can't fathom seeing mama cry.
Yeah. You know, actually, I wrote this a little prior to when it happened, that incident. So it kind of just all, you know, coincides. But, you know, I don't even, it's there, but it's just like, yeah, you can't fathom seeing mama cry. It's just that visionary. It's so crazy how it does relate to that situation.
You know what it is? Because you said that the song is doing very well. I think it was meant to go through you to do that, even before it happened, or, you know, maybe something was speaking through you before it happened, unfortunately. But I think that's the reason why people are gravitating to it, because maybe we were supposed to talk about it. Maybe it was supposed to happen to you.
Yeah.
That tension, that conflict is always there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, things, particular incidents, are just an eruption, but it's always there.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, trying to hide from my own supply. Please, Lord, save me. This is my last given SOS.
Yeah, trying to hide from my own supply. It can kind of coincide when I say still the pill won't heal the wise. Trying to hide from my own way of dealing with things.
And destructive ways or positive ways? Or
I believe destructive. definitely destructive. And sometimes, you may think you know what you're doing. You may think you know how to handle things. But, while I was saying Lord and God, I'm very into, letting God lead my way. So when you get to those points where you feel like what you're doing, your self-sufficiency isn't working, definitely more so negative or making it worse, or, I can't do this without you. I need help, or I need some type of, guidance. So that was basically the line. And please, Lord, please save me. This is my last given SOS. It felt like I was at that last,
I was just about to ask. I was like, was that like kind of like the breaking point right there, rock bottom part?
Yeah. Absolutely. You're at that last straw. You're at that breaking point, as you stated, and it's like, this is my last one. This is all I got.
Yeah.
And just feeling like you need that saving, that reassurance, that upholding. Yeah.
So is that admission? I see. I confess. Is that an admission to what you're talking about? Admitting it to yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like repentance.
And these lines are I think these are self-evident, but I'm going to read them anyway.
Okay.
All the same man, nonetheless, all again put it to the test, so I had to put it all to rest. So I had to say it with my chest.
Yeah.
Now, is that referring to the genesis of the song? So you're putting all this in a song?
Absolutely. Wow, the genesis, the beginning. Yeah.
The creation. And the last part I highlighted on this one is steady tipping off the edge. Nearly you was thrown shade, spare me, looking into things as deities when you're really supposed to mirror me. Is that a conversation with yourself or someone else?
Conversation with God. Conversation with God. They say that, not they say, but in the Bible it says that, God created us in his image. So basically, like, you was throwing shade, spare me. Those times when you wrestle with God. Looking into things as deities, which is like other sources of what we think is God. Maybe your phone, maybe the drugs, maybe the alcohol, maybe the money, maybe the lusts, maybe the people. People can be your God. Music can be your God. There's so many things that you think that fulfill your life that doesn't. So when I said looking into things as deities, when you're really supposed to mirror me, and that goes for anything, the God within you, you know what I'm saying? That divine thing within you. It could be also looking within yourself, or looking within the higher power, but just looking within that God sense within you, that God sense. I always talk about the fruits of the Spirit. The fruits of the Spirit is not greediness. The fruits of the Spirit is not money. The fruits of the Spirit is not all these things that we see in the world that we think are substance. But the fruits of the Spirit is joy, peace, patience, happiness, peace of mind, self-control, those sorts of things. So it's like, if we kind of look into those things as our foundation versus looking at everything else and everybody and what's going on, we'll be able to make it through.
It's tough with the phone, as you said. Like, it's tough with the phone right now. It seems like everybody these days like kind of hate themselves now because they just, I need to do that. I need to make money like that. I don't look like that. I don't have abs like that. I don't have, I don't know, something like that. This is, like I said before, like this song is definitely needed for people to really absorb and take. As I said, this is my favorite joint. I got a feeling out of that because of my situation a couple months ago with my family, and those two losses from my aunt and uncle. It really spoke to me, with the lyrics that you had, because at that point I was just like, man, like I'm losing everybody, and I'm talking to like how you talking to the universe, talking to God or something. Like I felt the same way. So like it's like, man, what else? Like heal me, like hear me, please, like So like I definitely take that in my own personal things with this song. So
Absolutely.
So finding peace, finding joy,
yes,
finding healing.
Yeah,
I think that's an excellent place to end the program.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me, man. Well, Nata, I want to thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for getting back with me and setting this up. Where can they find you?
Oh, yes. You can find me on all social media at ILLL.NATA. Again, at ILLL.NATA. I'm a vibe. I reply as much as I can. Just don't, say anything weird. But I'm friendly. You can always shoot me a DM, shoot me whatever. And yeah, I hope you enjoy my music and what I present to you and my embodiment. And yeah.
Sounds great. Well, I'm Ill Omega. You can reach me out to my socials, ILLOMEGA on Instagram, Ill Omega, ILL-OMEGA on Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you follow Apex Club Entertainment. Make sure you follow also our merch for Apex Club, apexclubmerch.com. That's where you can find me at. Bill?
I'm Bill Nobes. I'm on Instagram and Facebook as House of Robot, or visit houseofrobot.com.
Sounds good. All right. So thank you for listening for Take 3. Thank you, WTSR Radio and the College of New Jersey. Deuces. See you on the next one.